We live in a relentless sprint for exponential growth, tearing aggressively upward in a constant hunt for the next productivity hack or the ultimate shortcut to the top. But look at the landscape of high achievement today. It is defined by a pandemic of speed, a cycle where the most successful among us hit their targets only to shatter under the weight of their own velocity, losing their health and their core character. This is the physics of the combustion engine. It's a friction-heavy system that relies on explosive, unsustainable bursts of energy. To maintain our speed, we are forced to borrow against the soul, burning our internal resources as fuel, until the engine inevitably fails. Our obsession with finding the ultimate shortcut is a recurring human glitch, captured in a story written over 2,000 years ago. We can find a diagnosis for our modern burnout by looking at history's first user, a man who found a superior system to solve his problems, only to pay a devastating interest rate. In the Argonautica, Jason represents a prototype of the modern leader. He is a specialist who relies on collaboration and management, rather than the raw martial strength of the heroes who came before him. Jason is tasked with retrieving the golden fleece, but he faces a structural problem. He lacks the internal processing power and the physical resilience required to survive the dragons and fire-breathing bulls guarding the prize. Facing his own limitations, Jason makes a dangerous choice. He decides to outsource his heroic journey to an external power. His solution is Medea. She functions as a prototype for advanced artificial intelligence, pure, unconstrained potentiality, and high effectiveness, separated from any human moral framework. Medea provides the hacks, the magical spells and technical proxies that solve Jason's problems instantly. She allows him to bypass the struggle and the hard-earned growth that normally defines a transformation. The strategy works in the short term. Jason bypasses every obstacle and secures the ultimate prize. But because Jason used a proxy to skip the struggle, he also skipped the development. He arrived at the finish line as an administrator of a power he couldn't control. Without the internal character built through struggle, his life and family eventually collapsed under the weight of his unearned success. This is the danger of the Combustion OS. If your achievements are built solely on external hacks, you become a hostage to the very power that saved you, never actually integrating the wisdom of the journey. Surviving the clashing forces of modern life requires a different kind of physics. It requires slowing down to a pace that the human soul can actually metabolize. Reclaiming our rhythm begins with a return to what the ancient Greeks called autopoiesis, the self-maintenance of the soul. In the myth of the Argonauts, this is the ritual of the oar, a steady, biological beat that stabilizes the system from the inside out. This is the shift from a combustion engine to an electric motor. Instead of burning your health as fuel to fight against the friction of the world, you operate on resonance, an internal frequency that allows for continuous movement without the heat of anxiety. This upgrade transforms you from a frantic user of tools into a grounded regulator of your own internal environment. We see this electric OS in action through martial arts like Aikido. A practitioner doesn't meet an attack with an explosion of force. They blend with the incoming energy, redirecting the chaos by maintaining their own rhythmic center. Practices like Tai Chi cultivate the heartbeat, a natural, self-regulating pace of breath that maintains continuity even in the worst storms of modern acceleration. Moving at the speed of the soul allows for a kind of effortless power, where internal coherence replaces the need for sheer, exhaustive force. Most of us are chasing a utopia, a distant, perfect destination that always seems to require the sacrifice of the present. But rhythmic regulation offers us pantopia, where every step of the walk is inhabited as a destination. This shift is a return to our origins. The quest begins in chaotic Iolkos, marked in purple, but finds resolution in the archetypal safety of Crete. This garden represents perfect internal safety, no longer navigating a labyrinth, but simply existing in resonance with nature. In this state, the labyrinth of ambition has evaporated. What's left is the simple, continuous rhythm of a life that is being humanly metabolized. In a world that refuses to slow down, the highest achiever is the one who keeps the beat, converting the chaotic journey into a state of effortless continuity.